And a very good afternoon to you. It's Alex Nyman here with my programme for you today, Insights. Sorry, I'm in a bit of a rush. I almost got a little bit late there to start the show. And today I'm going to be kicking off with a fabulous track by a group called Brandy. It's actually Brandy Younger is the girl's name. And this is from her album called Somewhere Different. And this particular track is called Reclamation. Enjoy. Reclamation there by Brandy Younger. Yes, as I say, I almost, I was about 10 seconds late starting the show off this morning. Got a little bit busy doing this, that and the other. And anyway, I'm here and hopefully you're there. And I don't know if the guys at JR Orchards are in today. I know I was talking to Jamie and she said that things sort of tend to tail off a little bit towards the end of June, July time. So maybe you guys aren't around. But if you are, it's a very warm welcome to my show from me to you and all the guys down there. And if you're not there, well, I'm sure you're somewhere else and maybe you're listening to the show there as well. Who knows? Okay, let's carry on. This is, again, one of my favourite vocalists. Love this woman singing. She's just absolutely amazing, just does incredible things with her voice. And this is Cassandra Wilson singing Spring Can Really Hang You Up the Most.
Spring this year has got me feeling like a horse that never left the post. I lie in my room staring up at the ceiling. Spring can really hang you up the most. Morning's kiss wakes trees and flowers, and to them I'd like to make a toast. Oh, I walk in the park just to kill lonely hours. Spring can really hang you up the most. All afternoon the birds twitter-twit, and I know the tune. This is love, this is it. I heard it before, and I know the score. And I decided that spring is a bore. Love seems sure around the new year. Now it's April, love is just a ghost. Spring arrived on time. Only what became of you, dear? Spring can really hang you up the most. Love came my way, I hoped it would last. We had our day, now it's all in the past. Spring came along, a season of sun, full of sweet promise. But something went wrong. All alone, the party is over, and old man Winter was a gracious host. But when you keep praying for snow to hide the clover,
Cassandra Wilson there with A Spring Can Really Hang You Up the Most, and that's from an album called Loverly, Loverly. Yep, that's just an incredible voice, really amazing. I'm always completely, knocked out by the quality of her voice. I think it's just amazing. It's such a range as well, and so deep, so warm. It's fantastic. Okay. Let's move on now to a saxophone player who you've heard me play quite a number of times. His name's Stan Getz, the one and only. Nobody sounds like Stan, or nobody did sound like Stan. I think I'm pretty sure that nobody ever will. This is a track from him. This is actually featuring Yao Gilberto, and this is called Retrato en Branco e Preto.
Já conheço os passos dessa estrada, sei que não vai dar nada. Seu segredo sei de cor. Já conheço as pedras do caminho e sei também que ali sozinho eu vou ficar tanto pior. O que é que eu posso contra o encanto desse amor que eu nego tanto, evito tanto e que no entanto volta sempre a enfeitiçar? Com seus mesmos tristes velhos fatos que num álbum de retratos eu teimo em colecionar. Lá vou eu de novo como um tolo procurar o desconsolo que cansei de conhecer. Novos dias tristes, noites claras, versos, cartas, minha cara. Ainda volto a lhe escrever, pra lhe dizer que isso é pecado. Trago o peito tão marcado de lembranças do passado e você sabe a razão. Vou colecionar mais um soneto, outro retrato em branco e preto a maltratar meu coração. Versos, cartas, minha cara. Ainda volto a lhe escrever, pra lhe dizer que isso é pecado. Trago o peito tão marcado de lembranças do passado e você sabe a razão. Vou colecionar mais um soneto, outro retrato em branco e preto a maltratar meu coração. Vou colecionar mais um soneto, outro retrato em branco e preto a maltratar meu coração.
And that was Stan Getz there playing them out on Retrato in Branco e Preto. That was from his album, and that was featuring Iago Berta there on the vocals. I'm going to go through now to some music that was sort of written in the 60s. The sort of the write-up is throughout its history, jazz has voraciously absorbed new ingredients and influences. And during the 60s, when rock musicians began experimenting with psychedelic drugs to create new structures and sounds, jazz took notice. While jazz isn't a concrete genre, many musicians folded sonic hallmarks from the rock movement into their aesthetic. I won't carry on. It's along those lines. Anyway, this is a track from that period. Let's see what it sounds like. I have no idea what it's going to sound like. Anyway, this is Keith Jarrett. It's called Mortgage on My Soul. Wah, wah. That's what it says. Mortgage on My Soul there from Keith Jarrett. Actually, on that particular number, he was playing soprano saxophone and not the piano, as he normally does. Although on some of the earlier like that one, he did venture into the soprano sax. He's a pretty good player, actually. And Dewey Redman was there on tenor saxophone. That was Charlie Hayden on the wah-wah double bass. And Paul Motion on the drums. Obviously, that's a great name for a drummer, Paul Motion. Although M-O-T-I-A-N, not M-O-T-I-O-N, but sounds like motion, doesn't it? Paul Motion, drummer, fantastic. Okay, let's carry on. And how are we doing for time? Oh, it's only 25 past 12. Got a whole, is for this program anyway. If you're listening on a repeat, don't take my word for it. It's 25 past 12. It might be 6:30 or 7:30. Who knows? Anyway, just look at your watch and you'll see if you've got one. Anyway, let's move on. This is Jamiroquai, and this is called Too Young to Die. Jamiroquai there with Too Young to Die. And I'm going to move on now with a track from one of my probably all-time favourite saxophone players. His name is Stanley Turrentine, and he's kind of one of those undersung heroes of the saxophone world in terms of not being sort of, well, I guess he's high profile to some players, but then to a lot of people would probably never have heard of him. But he's been an extremely influential saxophonist, even to people like Michael Brecker, who cite him as one of their sort of influences. And interestingly enough, it's all about the sound with Stanley, and that came about simply because when he was a young fella learning, his dad would allow him to play. But I can't believe this, really, Joe. He would practice incessantly, but his dad would only allow him to play one note a day. It's quite amazing. Just like, I mean, I don't think he sort of kept it up for, it's not like it was like years of it, but it literally was just like, Stanley, today the note is C, middle C, for the rest of the day, and that's what he practiced. And he's a fantastic saxophone. He was a fantastic saxophone player. But yeah, it's that's one way to work at stuff you do. It's like, if you don't go to, if you're not taught how to do this stuff, if you don't go to college or you don't go to university, which obviously he didn't do that because it was years and years ago. You have to make your own way around these things, and obviously his father was very, very important influence on his life, certainly on his sound, that's for sure. Anyway, this is called The Return of the Prodigal Son, Stanley Turrentine. Stanley Tarantine there with Return of the Prodigal Son. Probably not one of his most exciting efforts, I don't think. I've heard him playing a lot better than that. That was from the 60s, though, so I mean it's sort of the time, if you will, that kind of sort of R&B sort of influence going on there. And sometimes that worked, I guess, and maybe sometimes it didn't, so that's okay. But, well, at least not for me anyway. So if you were enjoying it, great, fantastic, excellent. Okay, I'm going to carry on now with 20 Años, which is from the Buena Vista Social Club. Fantastic.
¿Qué te importa que te ame si tú no me quieres ya? El amor que ya ha pasado no se debe recordar. Fui la ilusión de tu vida, un día lejano ya. Hoy represento el pasado, no me puedo conformar. Hoy represento el pasado, no me puedo conformar. Si las cosas que uno quiere se pudieran alcanzar, tú me quisieras lo mismo que 20 años atrás. Con qué tristeza miramos un amor que se nos va. Es un pedazo del alma que se arranca sin piedad. Es un pedazo del alma que se arranca sin piedad.
Vientianos there from the Buena Vista Social Club. Wonderful, wonderful music. Those guys are so they're all like around about 80, 85, maybe 90, and that's the sort of music they're capable of making. I think that's just absolutely fantastic. Here's another Latin band. It's called the Latin Connection, or the band is called the Latin Connection, and this is a track from them called Philadelphia. That was Philadelphia there by the Latin Connection. Rocking, absolutely rocking. And here's a little guy, well, sorry, I shouldn't say little, but he's still very young. So he probably hasn't grown as much as he will. His name is Joey Alexander. He's an amazing piano player. He's a real prodigy, and was probably about sort of 12 or so. He's still playing all the major jazz festivals, and I think he's probably only about sort of 15 or maybe even 16 now. And he's really just quite amazing. So let's have a listen to just how amazing he is. This is called Summer Risings, right? Joey Alexander on piano. That was Joey Alexander, looking a lot more grown up actually on the album cover that I'm looking at. The album is called Summer Rising, so I think he must be sort of around about sort of 15 or 16 now. And anyway, I mean, he was prodigy, as I said, 4 or 5 years ago, and just playing the most incredible piano. It really is just wonderful to listen to. And I think it'd be nice to listen to something more, shall we call it, homegrown, shall we? This is Maeli Manzanza, and he's a drummer who was at, I'm pretty sure he was at the Massey when I was teaching there. I seem to remember Maeli being there. Anyway, this is the album from him, and this is a track from that album, and this is called Big Deal 2. Just going to fade that track out there. I have to do that a little bit, just because sometimes if we go a little bit too long, then it can mean that the show will stop being recorded. I could have actually sort of maybe interrupted that with a I could actually just put the microphone on. I remember that's time I made a little. So it's kind of a mistake there. Anyway, sorry, my Ellie. That was a really fantastic track. I think we recorded most of that in London. A guy called George Crowley there on tenor saxophone, a fantastic player. Hadn't really heard George before, so it's really nice to hear his playing. And on to another fantastic tenor player. This guy's called Chad Lefkowitz Brown, and this is his version of Caravan. Chad Lefkowitz Brown there with Caravan. Let's move on to one more saxophone player for today. Okay, one more. And this guy is somebody that I've loved for many, many years as a player. He's a fantastic guy, and his name is David Sanborn. This is one of his well-known tracks. It's called Chicago Song. David Sanborn there with Chicago Song, not Chicago, Chicago Song. and one of his sort of like really well known numbers that from back in the 80s, that one. But sort of Man's Got Soul, fantastic player, and he's still out there. He's still doing it. That's just amazing. I just absolutely admire that. Wonderful stuff. Okay, did I just say that was the last second? No, I didn't say that, did I? No. There's just one more guy I'd like to play for you. This guy is a bit of a monster on the saxophone. His name is James Carter. He stands about 6'5", 6'6", and watching him play tenor saxophone, it's like he's got like a little sort of dinky like toy saxophone in his hands, and he blows the absolute living daylights out of every instrument that he plays. I don't think they last too long in his hands. And anyway, this is one of his numbers, more in the style of like gypsy jazz, and this is actually called Chasing the Gypsy. James Carter. That was James Carter. I just that's so typical of Jane to play like that. Something that should have actually just been like rhythm changes, but just sort of takes it out completely to another place. But still sort of keeping that that kind of like gypsy flavour going on in there. And I'm not sure what Django Reinhardt would have made about that. But, hey, who cares? It's great music, whatever happens. Okay, I've got time just for a couple of more tracks just to play you out. And the first one's going to be Swing, again, sort of in the sort of gypsy flavour, Swing Time in Springtime by Rive Bohem. And I'm going to follow that with a Django track, actually, called Minor Swing. So until next week, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, if you're listening to it live today, obviously. And if you hope it's really cold outside at the moment, I have to say during the day, I was sitting at home today, absolutely freezing, and even had the heater on. I think my core temperature had gone down so low, I just couldn't warm myself up again. Anyway, I'm feeling much better now. I'm in the studio. It's lovely and warm here. So have a great week ahead. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.